I'm Preston Gap, and I'm a senior at Westport High School, and I'm going to give my talk today on mental illness. So, for me, I've had to deal with mental illness for the past 4 years of my life throughout high school, and that's been depression and anxiety. And so, depression, if you don't know, it's not just sadness some days, it's sadness over a long period of time when you have no energy, you're stuck in bed, you can't find the motivation to get up and do anything or get anything done. And for me, that's what happened. And a lot of the times it's not when things are bad, but it's when things are going good and you can't get going. And anxiety is caring too much about things, I'd say. It's stressing out over everything, letting every little thing get to you, and it makes you worry, and it causes your mind to just spin constantly over little things. Mental illness isn't something that you can see on the outside. On the outside, what you see and hear about me is I'm the guy with the 4.0, student of the month, I'm in a lot of activities, and I try to be friendly and positive and talk to people throughout the day. So it doesn't seem that I would suffer from depression or anxiety, but that's not how I feel on the inside. So I had to deal with that for the past 4 years, and it hasn't been too bad until about 3 months ago when it got really bad, and it led up to about 4 weeks ago when I had thoughts of suicide and I had a plan. I had a plan and I started the plan, but thankfully I didn't finish it. I stopped myself, and that's why I'm here today to talk to you. So after those events, I went into Prairie St. John's for 2 weeks and did a partial treatment, which was from 8 to 3 on school days. And it was a lot of group therapy, activity therapy, and just talking with other people my age who were going through similar things. And for me, that helped a lot. It opened up my mind a lot, and it opened up my eyes a lot to what was going on and to the different environment. Because when you're there, people are open, they're accepting, it's very friendly, it's a judgment-free place. You can go in there the first day not knowing anybody and come out afterwards and you can talk to those people and you feel comfortable. And so it kind of made me wonder, why can't we have that here? Why do we have to have this stigma and taboo about mental illness where it's something bad that we can't talk about? So I'd compare it to a cast. If somebody breaks their arm, you put a cast on it, and you wear that with pride. You let everybody sees it, everybody knows what happened. You let people sign it. It's no big deal. But when people start talking about depression or suicide, it's not something people like to hear, and it's not something that people want to hear. And they'll turn their head they'll turn their ear. And it's something that's just kind of like, what? Don't talk about that, because it's not normal. But it is normal, because everybody can go through it. Anybody can go through it, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And that's really kind of what inspired me to do this, because I'm not ashamed of what happened, because I was able to get through it and I was able to fix it. And it's not about how you get knocked down, it's about how you get back up. I know you've heard that a ton of times, but it's true. That's what defines you. You can't let your moments of lowness define you as a person. You have to let your moments of highness define you. And so that's what I'm talking to you about. And I want people to know that it's normal and it's okay to have mental illnesses. It's okay to talk about them, because it's something that people go through. And the people that I met at Prairie were fantastic people, and I still talk to some of them, and it's just so great how everybody there is for each other and sides with each other and is there to listen. And I want people here to try to do that. I understand that it's difficult, but for people that have mental illness, not everybody can talk about it. Not everybody wants to talk about it if they're suffering. And so they'll just suffer in silence. I compare it to, there's a TED Talk called Emotional First Aid by Guy Winch, where he talks about how we have more mental injuries than we do physical injuries, yet we do nothing about mental injuries. We ignore them. We don't talk about emotional injuries. We just leave them there and they grow and grow and grow. But when we get a cut or a bruise or a broken arm, we go into the doctor and get it fixed. So we're not teaching emotional first aid. But I think we can change that, and I want to change that because I'm leaving this year, but you guys can still do something about this. And I just want people that do have mental illness and that have depression and that feel like they're alone and that feel like they aren't worthy or anything. I want them to know that they have a support group and that they have people there to help. And that goes the other way. If you don't have any of those issues, if you don't suffer from anything, you can just be there. You can listen. You can be open, not judgmental. I don't want people to be afraid of it. Because I feel if we can get rid of the judgment and the negative stigma and the taboo nature of mental illness and talking about it, I feel like we'll create that environment like Prairie where everybody is there for each other and it's a stress-free, anxiety-free place where people can feel accepted and aren't judged. And that's what I want. And so I guess that would be my spark. My spark is advocating for people who need it, to tell my story and to try to make a change. I want to go against the norm. I know this isn't the norm, but I want to go against the norm and I want to make a change. And I've started it, and now it's up to you guys to decide what we do next.